Hello everyone, this is Jill, and this is an average of 12 that I did on the MoU cube that I have, and this average was around 14.73 seconds. I think the last average of 5 was 14.8 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, so I recognize that these videos are getting a little redundant as far as format and the content that I talk about, so I will work on trying to do something a little bit different in the next video, but I figured this would be a good one for you guys to see just like a full average of 12 and what that kind of looked like, because I do want to record more of my average 12s to maybe catch a lucky sub 10 second solve. We'll see. But yeah, so as far as like the past few days have gone, I think that I'm getting pretty consistent with my times being, sub 15 seconds, which is great. I'm seeing a lot more 13-second solves, so maybe we can even see sub 14 in the near future. I would say things that are still holding me up would be cube rotations. I'm doing a lot of cube rotations during the F2L stage. And then the second one would be the PLLs. I think those are a little inefficient. I know my OLLs can certainly have work done on them, but that's kind of a daunting task in front of me. So I think focusing on PLL is a great start. So I'm still trying to get really efficient with those. And I think everything's under 2 seconds at this point. There are a couple problem children. The end perms in particular are really difficult for me to get even like 2.5 seconds. So that's a struggle bus right there. But yeah, so we'll see. The biggest thing right now I'm trying to do is get those regrips right so that there's fewer of them and that, they're just more efficient, because I think that's the biggest problem right now. I would say with the F2L, I've also done a couple more average of 100s for that, which has been really helpful for me to track like what's maybe problematic over there. One would be cube rotations. So there are a couple situations where I rotate the cube more than once to solve a pair. So I know that's not exactly efficient and really brings down time. So I'm trying to get a little bit better about that. Maybe in some non-timed solve situations, I can try and get that a little bit better. The other thing that I think is holding up my F2L would be, I guess, just trying to do the look ahead a little bit better. My problem is that if I do a cross really fast, sometimes I'm not tracking the piece very well to, immediately go into that stage. What I think might help with that is with my cross, a lot of times I do like the small U turn. So I turn both the top and middle layer instead of doing like a D move, if that makes sense, which is easier for me to do, but it hurts recognition because way more pieces are moving versus if I just moved the bottom layer, if that makes sense. So I think that might be something I work on in the near future, is my cross and how I put that together. Certain situations it makes sense to do that small U move or like small R move, if that makes sense, but we'll see. I'm still trying to figure that out. One thing I've noticed is that with my F2L, it is sub 10, but it's kind of the high 9 seconds F2L versus like low 9s. So I think the goal for that's going to be, let's try and get sub 9 seconds, because then that gives me hopefully plenty of time to do the last layer and increase or decrease the time it takes for just to solve the cube in general. And then the last thing I would say is I'm trying to track more of my sub 10 second solves. I'd like to see more of those moving forward, because I think that's probably the next barrier entry, is just doing like a 12-second average. I think would be really cool. So I only have 4 sub 10 second solves to date, which in my opinion is pretty great, considering that up until this year I had never gotten a sub 10 second solve. So I think it just comes with time and practice. Obviously I've been doing average of 100s almost every single day and additional focus practice in the meantime. So definitely sticking with it and continuing to enhance different areas has helped this, obviously. And I mean, it's only been probably a month or so, a couple months since I've really started this journey. And I can already see that the way I solve the cube is different than how I used to. So maybe that's another video I do in the future, is just kind of compare and contrast my progress since I first started, so that you guys can see that it might be slow and steady, but it's significantly different than what it used to be. But yeah, we're wrapping up the last solve here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys do have questions or anything, let me know, and I'm happy to answer any questions or talk in the comments. So feel free to write in there, and thanks again for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.